So this is towards Arthur and Carzer, really, as you're brought back, Bjorn in tow, Lito Urdum, and the god known as Firo, who is this massive entity, this giant, who has brought you here in order to destroy Atasaur so that they could be free of the curse laid upon them. In this, it seems everything has gone without a hitch. Weiser able to teleport you back to your realm. You're at your original time, and you have the place to yourselves. So I'll take you there. Here. Very nice. Okay. Do you guys do anything in this?
Yes, Arthur talks to Carzer and says through telepathic communication, "So, ready for this?"
Carzer responds, "I certainly am. I'm sure it will be another challenge, but we'll meet it as we need see fit."
Arthur says telepathically, he says psychically, "Agreed. Also, you can mentally respond."
Inside, telepathically, Carzer says, "Oh yeah, I'm still getting used to this realm."
Arthur is able to communicate telepathically to anyone within 20 feet of them. Period. So you just look at Carzer, stare at you for a moment, and then nod as if they said something, but nothing went through. No, that's a lie. You have telepathic connections. You could talk to anyone within 20 feet. They could talk back. I'm a liar. I was just checking. Oh. I double checked. Continue. Do you guys wish to use the wands to slay this creature?
First question, is Lunara in the room?
She is not.
Oh. Well, Arthur brings out the wands before saying, "Should we finish this?"
I suppose it is that time.
The feeble Firo hanging around, his left arm almost skeletal, whatever remains. It's clearly this individual is prepared to fall. They sort of grip their armor and expose their neck, chest area, lower themselves for you to plunge whatever you mean to plunge in. What do you guys do?
Need a little help there, buddy?
No, he comes down for you to stab him or do what you gotta do.
Arthur brings one wand and hands it to Carzer and tells him telepathically again, he says, "We have to stab him with these wands."
Carzer responds with a nod.
Arthur stabs him with two of the wands.
Yep. You use two wands. They go in, piercing his massive body, but they look like splinters stuck into him. Carzer, do you do something?
I'll stab my wand into him as well.
Sure. The individual to the left of you has a pair of weapons. the one from his fallen friend, and the piece of the trident he carries himself. They act as keys, and he does as so. Does as you do. Excuse me. But the circumstance of this individual is almost... It's hard to figure out what happens to them exactly. Do they disappear into nothingness? Did they reincarnate? Excuse me a second. When you stab them, are they defeated, destroyed, killed? It's a world of air that you see, this iridescent light, this flash of a frozen storm, sort of contained in its own hourglass, let's call it. The winds dissipate, and almost immediately the chill that was around this realm starts to seep away, snow melting quickly, and this dome, this shadow that lived above, disappears as trees bloom, and you can see that you are clearly at the apex, the very center of the massive lion turtle, this dragon that kept Firo aloft. It seems your duty is complete. These animals, creatures that brought you over, come and pick you up. You find yourself in Imali, the savior ship being repaired. There's a... I don't know. Tell me, Arthur, like, what are you feeling in this? Like, the job's done. The mission's complete. You're gonna get the contract.
So far we went ahead, stabbed VRO, stealth changes around us, and we got teleported to outside the savior.
Yeah, do you believe it? I mean, honestly, the last things you heard Atasaur say, I wish this went a different way. Like, you slayed him, and now you're basically a made dragon, so to say. You'll be getting a massive stipend. Lethal Ordem breaks it down. You're going to get like 100,000 gold split. So that's amazing. Just 100k for yourself. But what's your thoughts on this? What's your next steps?
Well, Bjorn said he needed to go meet his tribe, so okay, let's think.
You'd find you'd help Bjorn? Is that what is next for you? A venture along with your allies for a while?
No. Yeah. I mean, killing Firo, yeah, it's big for this planet, but he has ambitions to go even higher.
Okay, great. Would those ambitions at all, would they involve your mother?
I mean, he definitely would like to return home.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's take you there, since in Imali, it's pretty quick to get a ride back to a place and forth, you know? And in that regard, you would sort of find yourself eventually reaching all the way towards Spiral to meet with your mother. This entrance is just the entrance of a vessel, this massive ship, some sort of, maybe a generation ship, possibly a space station, but it's docked, landed, and yeah, I don't need you. I guess could be there. But yeah, Arthur, you'd find that this is your mother's vessel, the Mm-hmm. Do you have a name for your mother's vessel? Does it have a name that you...
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
The Home's Fortune.
The Home's Fortune. And that's what it is written on the hull itself. The entrance, though, this entry point, is not accessible to many other individuals, but for you, it is. And you can easily enter if you wish. Your mother
Arthur
probably being 100 yards away from that very entrance.
Arthur walks inside and he kind of looks to the others and says, "You're more than welcome into the Home's Fortune."
Yeah, you'd probably do this yourself for now. Probably just head back for a weekend, I think. But yes. You guys could follow behind Arthur so he could see what he's doing, for sure. I don't want to take that away from all of you. But entering, you do spot a creature. These are all pretty much kobolds. The individual to the front literally has a nameplate on it, so I'm not going to change it. It is a Bartleby. This individual is called Bartleby. Oh, you can't see. It's because you don't have vision. Yeah, let's get vision on Lunara then. Sheesh. Always wanting to see and shit.
I mean, I don't have to see. It's okay.
No. Too late. It's done, I'm sure. I hope.
Yeah, I can see.
Great. As Arthur...
I can only see the kobolds.
You can only see the kobolds. I'll put your new character sheet up. Your new character token, I mean. And I will adjust that one as well. But yes, Arthur, you are here. You see Bartleby approach and sort of be confused as you're coming in through a back entrance and they weren't expecting anyone. Yet, as you're here, they welcome you and they say, "Ah, Master Holmes, great to have you. This individual does seem familiar, but roll perception checks."
Okay.
Everybody?
No, just Arthur. You guys aren't technically here, but I don't want to have you guys not see what's happening.
It is so nice to meet you. Jeez, I already forgot the guy's name.
Bartleby. That's like the main attendant to your mother.
It's nice to see you, Bartleby.
Yes, great to see you too, Master. Do you wish to meet Mother?
Of course.
She is probably attending to their business at the captain's helm. I'll take you to them. They walk up.
Arthur kind of like looks at one of the guards and he says, "If you've seen a blue tiefling with a tail and a drow with a imp,
not a drow.
Those are my... Sorry. Elf with a... Sorry, an elf with an imp. That is some of my business associates."
You're asking which guard?
I'm telling the guard here because he looks a little more intelligent than...
No problema. The illusion fractures the moment you try to look at anyone that's not in your close circle. This place seems disheveled. There's cobwebs or cracks on the wall. Hard to tell exactly. This walkway seems to go on forever and ever and ever. You eventually do make it to your
Along
mother.
the way, Arthur kind of like gives a sigh and says, "It's good to be home."
Yeah. And you see at the helm is not your mother, but everyone seems to be treating them as this massive monstrosity that is awaiting. It has the voice of your mother. It says, "Son, Great to see you. Oh, I've missed you so. How are you? This purple, disgusting worm speaks towards you, its jaw barely moving.
Can Arthur do a Arcana check?
No. You already know this is wrong.
You know the trick is not working, do you?
Which trick, son? I try not to deceive you. I'm your mother. Why would I ever? This voice starts to break. It sounds a little off.
Arthur shoots at it with an acid arrow.
Yes. Make a charisma saving throw.
I figured if it's not gonna reveal itself through conversation, it's gonna reveal itself through...
Yeah, for sure. You can always ask to disbelieve an illusion or what have you, but 15 is enough as you are being aided by several individuals who want you to succeed. But we'll pause on you. Carzer, you are eventually in Imali. You get a share of the grandest prize available, 100,000 gold. What's the first thing you do? Disneyland?
Not. First I'm gonna. He's gonna bat his eyes in disbelief.
Oh, that's real for now.
And I assume we're doing non-encumbrance with.
For sure, you will be able to purchase all the people, all the folk, all the moving individuals you need in order to lug these trunks of gold. Yeah.
Okay.
You could buy yourself a good spaceship, go on to the stars, join your friends, maybe. These new individuals you've seemed to be accustomed to.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is have someone make some tiefling-shaped armor for me.
Okay. Definitely doable. If you... There's this store that's not too far away from the Tower of Azaela where you're handed this money, which is essentially the bottom floor is the bank. But as you step outside, you see a shop called Armed to the Teeth. Do you go in?
Yes.
Okay. Let's take you to Armed to the Teeth. This place already seems run down the moment you arrive to it. It's so odd, in fact, since it was actually... You might need your new token in there. I don't know if you can see. It was...
Let me switch that.
Actually this place that kind of stuck out to you the first time you arrived. It hasn't really changed from your memory, but the name is different for sure. Let me give you vision.
Okay.
1 second. There we go. This shop has 2 stories. It's definitely the closest thing around and could have some sort of metallurgy, if not armor fitting for your size. But it is an open door. Where you going?
I'll step.
Okay. Yeah. Step in.
I'll step to the shopkeep
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Good sir, I would like to commission a a set of tiefling-sized armor.
Okay, let's see. I don't know why I don't have access to your token, at least visually. But here, I'll do that. Lunara. Nope, Lunara can't see anything here either, can they? Da-da-da-da-da. Hey,
I'm
why
blind.
is the vision not on any of these things? I did this already. This is bullshit. Anyways, this creature, you generally know this place to be run by lizard folk. From what you've known, there may have been a switch of hands between a devil or two, but you know it generally goes back to the lizard folks eventually, as is the way in the world of Atasaur. But this place has definitely changed. It's missing a lot of material. There seems to be hooks with a pauldron or a gauntlet. It all seems lackluster. Make a perception check. Yeah, there's something wrong with this individual. They seem very static. Do you interact with them? Do you do anything? Say anything? I believe you did.
Well, does he respond when I ask for the armor?
They look blankly at you the first time you ask a question.
Excuse me, sir. Is there anyone home?
Yes. How can I help?
Yes, I would like to commission some tiefling-sized armor for myself.
They look at you for an excruciatingly long time and then nod. Yes, that can happen. Make a charisma saving throw. This is not real. This is a false reality. If anything, this is the closest thing you've ever come to an awakened memory. It seems very real. But you might be the misplaced one in this. What do you wish to do?
I don't know why. Okay. I'm gonna say, well, I will return in just a little bit for you to take my measurements. First, I must have a word with my comrades.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna back outside.
All right, no problem. Just give me a second. Lunara, hi. How you doing? How's life?
Oh, you know.
Great.
It's life-in.
Great. So the last thing I had it. Yeah. The last thing I had it as is that you were in this situation here in the ziggurat where Firo holds his throne. And they sort of took you and Ronny in order to ensure that Atasaur is slain. But in order to do that, time has to be affected. And that's a dangerous venture. He would have sent you ahead of everyone else. He would have sent you to a different planet entirely. And the one task needed done is to ensure that Azayela does take his tail. It is written. It's already happened. Maybe you've already accomplished it. But do you and Ronny take this task? Do you take this task?
Who needs the tail?
Atasaur's tail needs to be off of him in order to destroy him.
Oh, right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, so
Might as
12
well.
years ago, you go to the past.
Oh, more time travel. Yay.
Yes. When you arrive there are several things that you see. I won't put up the map. This one's more narrative than anything. I want to just know. Atasaur has but about 34, 40 bodies that are slain or destroyed, scattered to ash in some regards around their person. They have currently moved from a position that had even more bodies. This battle, this warring against this one individual, you're probably looking at it with shock as you're seeing what seems to be Superman-like individuals rush up to Atasaur and get completely decimated by here or there, or what have you. Maybe a click of a button, he pulls out a new bone weapon from his body. It's weird. He has a lot of, how would I say, accessories to aid him. Either way, the battle is not looking good for this side. But a glimmer of hope arrives in the form of Azayela coming down from the sky, using this massive pillar of a greatsword you've seen before. It's not broken, it's complete. It's a club at this point. She starts striking at her father. There's a lot of back and forth between them. They eventually stop to talk. But she's holding this massive... And I want you guys to think of like those pillars in like Egypt with the inscriptions on them, similar to that. It's in fact almost completely that. It has hieroglyphics and all. No one in this world would understand them. No one in ours does, basically. But as alien as it is to Azayela, it is alien to Lunara. And in this regard, she sort of lets go of the weapon. And it slams down with the heaviest force. There was almost a shake of the planet as it occurred. What do you do, Lunara? It seems that it landed right on the tail, but it did not rip it. It did not separate it.
The tail is like currently trapped under
It is
this
currently
giant...
trapped under, yes, under the pillar.
I guess we gotta do the thing. I am going to try to get around behind him and see if I can't figure out a way to sever the tail off.
Sure. There seems to be a lot of talking back and forth. He doubts that her weapon could even do anything to him. Excuse me. He has noticed, though, that he is pinned at the moment. But a conversation is being had. This is the perfect moment to do something. So you go around. What do you wish to do?
Mm-hmm. I am going to... I don't know what to use for this. I don't even know if I have a weapon that'll work for this situation. Something good. Ooh. Wait. Forgot what this does. Hold on.
There's a quick
Oh,
look
that's...
to their shoulder, eyes that peek over. Make a stealth check.
Okay. This is gonna go real great.
Yeah, you can't beat his perception, I think.
It's not gonna work.
Why never?
Okay. I don't know. It's only on your game. It's weird.
I think I did something. That's very bad.
5.
Okay.
Yes.
If you see yourself being spotted, anything that you do now will be your last move. What do you do, Lunara?
I am going to.
He's attempting to flee.
What?
He's attempting to flee.
No, I am going to. Oh jeez. He counts as a. Does he count as a dragon?
No.
No?
There's a lizard.
Okay. I am. Oh, that's gonna take too long. Oh no.
What is it?
Shoot. Magic circle, but it takes too long.
That is too long.
It's a 1 minute. It's a 1 minute casting time.
What's the move?
Give me
It
30
looks.
seconds.
No problem.
I had a move, but I don't have a move.
Take your time. It
Frick.
does seem though as if the pillar is about to be shook loose.
Yeah. There we go. Much crap on my sheet.
Stop multiclassing.
Help me. No, it's all the stuff that you gave me, so I have to scroll through all of it. And
Oh, then give it away or sell it so you can have gold.
no, because it's like my attunements and stuff.
I know.
Should
My
we just
special
build?
stuff.
Go ahead, Arthur.
Should we just build a character sheet? Just put all the stuff in the bucket.
I mean, you guys have the loot thing, yeah.
Well, this is not my loot. This is like my specific, like my.
Yeah, the
ILO
things you own
attunements.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, my stuff.
Okay. But
I'm okay.
You go
Oh,
ahead.
wait.
If you go to the Court of Horns loot,
Yeah.
Arthur, you'll see all the stuff you guys collected that may be accessible to you. That I've remembered to put down at least. There
Okay.
might be things missing. Do ask if you feel that is the case.
Oh, jeez. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything that's gonna work against him.
Whoops! It looks like Ronny died.
Oh, I might have to go the self-sacrifice route.
What's your self-sacrifice route? What move is so self-sacrifice?
Vomit.
Just vomit on him?
No, bomb.
Bomb him?
But it's gonna take me out too if I drop it on him.
What is it? You're not
'Cause I
close
can
to him.
fireball.
You're not close to them. I'm assuming you're hidden probably behind a rock and you're just a little too tall and a little too muscly for it.
I mean, I'm trying to get close enough that I can get this tail cut off.
What's the move?
So I am going to have a good enough sword to try and get that tail severed. I'm gonna drop a fireball.
Okay. So Azayela is relatively close to her pillar and to Atasaur. You could put it furthest away from Azayela, like behind or in front of Atasaur. Your choice, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to hit Azael with it.
Yeah, you could put it either behind or in front of him. It'll just be on the opposite side of Azayela. But either way, it's either he sees it coming or he doesn't see it coming.
I'm gonna do it behind. I'm gonna set it off behind him, so I have a chance that maybe he doesn't see it coming.
No problem at all. As you were sent on a special mission, you see that this massive flare of light. What does your fireball look like?
I think that given her nature, it's almost like Because she's really, like, more cold-based, so I think that the fire would almost kind of mimic that and be almost like a blue.
Ooh.
And, like, a blue mixed with white that kind of looks like ice, but it's fire.
Like a white dwarf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, just right behind them. It definitely spooks the creature. Fireball won't be enough at all to tear this monstrosity's tail off, but the combination of spooking Atasaur with such a maneuver while he is pinned is enough.
I also do have something else I can do.
It is not a problem because it is enough for him to force himself to get out of dodge. He decides to fly away. Unfortunately, while still having the ability to fly, he gains inertia and he's able to lift himself. Ironically, he is unable to move anywhere other than straight up because that's what was the one function of his tail, to fly him to wish wherever he wanted. As it is separated with him, you see a streak of red that falls quickly. As Ayala, looking up, sort of gasping, breathing heavily as if her air has just returned. You can tell she was sort of playing it up a bit, and she's like hyperventilating at the moment. But you aren't too long for this world. Your mission already completed. You're going to disappear maybe in 5 minutes or something. You can already recognize that. Do you do something here?
So he left with his tail intact, I'm assuming?
No, his tail was ripped in. Well, it was just ripped off. You see it sort of wriggling there as the pillar is still on it. Atasaur is nowhere to be seen.
Okay. I guess I will approach Zayla.
Yeah. She looks to you. She's concerned for herself, but she does not move her arms or hands to ensure that you know she's peaceful in this regard. She bows her head quickly. She says, I'm sorry, if this is your plan, my apologies. The Lizard King, he came to destroy. Could you contact your higher-ups, assuming you're not them? They're a little nervous to look up to you.
I am going to tell them that I was sent, able to get his tail and give it to them.
You helped. Honestly, I didn't think I would be able to make this happen. I was surprised when I saw him jump away. But I'm ever so grateful, to be honest. Could I have your name? She sort of holds her hand out for you to shake.
She'll take her hand and
the
moment her name is Luna.
The moment she says that, she pulls her hand back and she says, "My apologies. I meant, may I ask your name?" And then she puts her hand back.
So this isn't some Fae nonsense.
She lives in port. She lives in port. She's generally casual around other planets, but she hasn't been to this planet before, so she does not know. And she does see an elf, so definitely not trying to take your name.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shake her hand and give her my name.
It's great to meet you, Luna. I'm Azayela. I've come here from the far world of port, or maybe you know it from the pirates as the Zero System. It's, I think most of the danger is gone, but I fear for wherever this monster lands. you see her look up to the sky, this beautiful blue sky. There's 1,000,001 stars. Every once in a while you see a blink or two, and you can recognize those as starships far, far away. There's a moon, glistening, beautiful, big. And then there's another object in the sky near it. More oval, fish-like. A spaceship. Some sort of space station. It'd have to be. Is it a weird-looking moon? No, that's a spaceship. It's a spaceship. The glistening metal from the moonlight gives it off the apparent fish scale-like features, these slits that might be for protection. But as Ayala's speaking to you, trying to understand where you came from, you're already disappearing. You're halfway gone. She's probably looking at you very concerned, and before she could even ask, you're gone. So, how's everyone else doing?
Good.
This is stressful, isn't it? Yeah. I'm so sorry, you guys.
This is quite
you're not.
interesting.
I could make it
actually.
up. I could make it up to you guys. We could level up.
No, you're not sorry. It's okay. What? Oh, yes. Apologize to me profusely with a level.
Yes.
Yes.
Personally, I don't really mind. In fact, I find it quite interesting. Now I'm asking the questions. Am I in a delusion?
Yes.
Or is this reality?
No, you were in a delusion this entire time. So,
Yeah, I think we all. I think
Oh,
we
great.
All know.
Now I just shoot acid arrow at my own mom.
yeah, you didn't shoot acid arrow at your mom, don't worry. But that definitely was not your mom. Your mom is not a purple worm. She's purple, but she ain't no worm.
I mean, I got that much.
Yes. But, what's this doing here? Okay. Atasaur, who I have written down has 185 damage taken, which I know went over 200 because I usually don't do the last bit. But, unless, it's on the edge. But, this individual... Give me a second, actually. Yes, this individual, at their fall, they sort of look up to the sky, and maybe the last words uttered, and I'll retcon it now if that's not what they said as they fell. The words spoken are, "I wish this had a different outcome." Sending the individuals that were around them in a stupor. They're set. Yeah, they're set in a story. They're set in a, I believe. Yep. You found yourself in a paracosm of very nearly immaculately realistic realm, this world that felt as if your very desires made reality. But as Lunara and Ronny have been sent into the battle proper. Maybe there's more for you guys to do or take care of. Let me set the scene. We have this guy there. Let's put him here. Let's put this guy here. Let's put everybody here. These two individuals are Weiser, and then the guy up here is the Symphony member known as Rayne, number 10, the king of Frio Aguas. But they're very young. This was 12 years ago. They are not currently a Symphony member. Regardless, as everything stands, put yourselves in the map. Ronny and Lunara. Ronny, you have specifically been sent to ensure that everyone's been sent through a time warp. Let's call it there. As you were sent to ensure that the fleet of Atasaur is misdirected, the reality of the situation, the history, which you're aware of, is that Azaela showed up to meet the Armada and was able to take out the Project 23, and then eventually making the fleet limp with the rest of the battleships that joined her. But the massacre was huge. You might not survive this battle. Do you join anyways?
So what's going on?
We're gonna see what Ronnie's up to. Ronnie there? I can't hear you, by the way. I will pop this guy up. He was part of the battle. He is still part of the battle, technically.
Oh, yucky.
Oh no, he's a good guy. He's that's Bernard. He had a bit of a yeah. Bernard is actually a protector of Tila. They defend the castle when it was assaulted. This happened, and then they slowly crawled their ass over to eventually get here. And guess what? They actually do get to grab Atasaur. Ronnie, we cannot hear you if you're speaking at all. Does anyone else hear Ronnie?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not hearing anything of you. You're not muted on my side. It's weird. Alright, so as Ronnie's figuring that out, his mission is actually a little further away from all of you guys and actually predates every single one of these things. The individual that is grabbing Atasaur, I think we hear you now, Ronnie. Say something. Say something smart. Say something fishy. Say something that ends with ION.
Say something really dumb.
We hear nothing, by the way. So that's why we're saying this. Like and subscribe.
Make sure to check your audio settings and make sure they're set appropriately, because sometimes Discord automatically messes with mine.
That is true, and make sure on YouTube that you like and subscribe, and also, you know what, comment. I hate that shit so much. Like, I find it cringe. So I kind of find it funny doing it at the same time, because I honestly, no one's gonna get to this point of the recording. I kid you not. So
I will, Kevin.
Okay, I mean the YouTube tells me. I mean it tells me every time someone like watches the whole video, and I'm like, everyone watches the first 5 minutes, and then decides to just watch some other bullshit, and I'm like, I understand. I don't want to watch random people play games all day long, unless I'm not looking at my phone, and then I'll hear them play all day long. I don't care. But as everything here is sort of a situation, Atasaur is being grabbed by this monstrously large undead creature. They're being how do I want it? I want this individual to be right here, while yes, Firo is there currently trying to use some incantation to help his friends who are currently struggling in the corner there, trying to wake up, to catch up to what is happening. Atasaur barely bruised, shall we say, minus a missing tail. But Lunara, roll initiative.
Okay. $14.
14 total. No problema.
Can you guys hear me now?
No, we cannot hear you. I don't know how I know that exact answer for that, but whatever. Ronnie, roll initiative, please.
Sweet. All right.
14.
Yeah, for whatever
How am I
reason,
supposed to remember?
I'm not sure, but my headset is just not working right. This is the first time that's happened, and I'm having technical difficulties all around. So hopefully Roll20 works for me, because this has been a pain in the butt.
I know
Listen.
exactly how you feel, Ronnie.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Everyone roll initiative, because I must now do new initiatives for everybody, because I don't remember your scores and where Lunara would fit between that. But I would ask Ronnie, in that fight against the star fleet of Atasaur, would you jump in? Would you join in? Would you
Yeah,
be
he
taken
would've.
12
Ronnie-
years to the past, as Firo suggests, so that you could aid as a yellow?
Crap, that's crazy. Yeah, Ronnie definitely joins in. He doesn't leave his friends hanging or anything. If we're going through some kind of portal, we're going through it together. But to put this into perspective, you said how many years has it been into the past?
You would be visiting Atasaur's fall to ensure it occurs.
I have a thing. So can I see Ronnie from where I'm at?
You will see Ronnie when they're finished with their mission, if they survive.
Oh, okay, because I have something that I need to give to him, and I want to make sure he gets it before we really start going.
You could give it to him. This would have probably happened as Firo teleports you. Right?
Sure. Whenever you say.
Yeah.
I'm
Up to you.
going to lend my Google Doc so I can give it to him.
Whose initiative am I missing? 5 on yours. So Ronnie's first, actually. And of course, I don't leave space for people. Hello.
Message Ron.
Who's in? Hello, Jeff.
Looks like we got Bjorn in.
Bjorn, roll initiative. I need new initiatives.
Oh, God. Hold on. I haven't even... Hold on.
Yeah, take your time. Listen, take your time. Trust me, I take my time on my games too. I want you guys to take your time as well, to be honest with you. Just let me know when you'll need it, though. Colin. His character's name is Carzer, though. Carzer, I remembered.
Drop my character.
Yeah. Arthur is last.
Shit. Okay, here we go. Alright.
I guess I gotta roll for this guy, too. He's dead center, so interesting. Oh. Yeah, so this is pretty much just like last game, then. Very cool, very cool. So, Bjorn.
Alright.
Give me a second. Arthur. No, not Arthur. Ronnie.
Yes.
You are tasked to slow down the fleet or to cause them to turn around, which is what happens in reality. You remember that. They turned around. You do also know that a bunch of your, how do I say, your nemesis, your warring pirate gang, the crew that would essentially annoy yours, maybe sometimes getting the jump on a leftover ship or some sort of loot that might be whispered about from the cosmos. Sometimes you get the jump on it, but you remember specifically understanding a couple of things when Atasaur showed up. You remember that many of the fleets in Aeon were taken down. Many pirate ships were taken down just for them being in the proximity of the fleet. So they just happened to have the bad luck to have been around. In this regard, they actually assisted the fight against their fleet, but it didn't turn out too well, as again, some individuals you'd meet at bars and have like a competition with of like what bigger pot we have for the week didn't show up anymore, seemingly gone. This might be your chance to change that. It's friendly rivalry, maybe chasing the armada far away sooner than they could cause this mishap. But since you aren't in control of where you're being sent, you do find yourself in what seems to be a weird situation. You're teleported to, and we're not going to pop up the map for it or anything, we're just doing theater to mind, but you end up in some sort of vessel. It's a single person craft. The individual that seemed to have held the helm is they look like bones to you. They're just like, they have a spacesuit, but inside of the spacesuit all you see is bones, and outside of the windshield all you see is just a bunch of flashes of light every once in a while, sometimes a line that occurs. It's dead quiet other than the consistent beeping right behind your ears. This war, this fighting, this space battling, it's tough. In a fight, you can hear your enemy grunt, and in other words, you have some sort of empathy towards them when you're covered up with tin. No one sees you or hears you scream, so it's very notable that anybody in one of these ships is probably cold-hearted enough to blast another if needs be. But this ship is intact. It seems that the pilot was destroyed in some way, shape, or form. And the most notable thing is you actually do see the Project 23 as you recognize it, clean, probably unpainted, and it has this blue around it, just a aura, and it's spearheading the armada towards an awaiting array of ships. The A in line. Do you do anything?
Yeah. Ronnie is going to. You said the pilot is what I'm assuming is dead, and they're a skeleton inside of a suit.
Yeah.
Ronnie will kind of push the skeleton aside and begin going over this ship that he's in. Does it look, based on what I'm inside, is this like a larger vessel? Is this a smaller fighting vessel?
It is a smaller fighting vessel, yes.
Sweet. Yeah, Ronnie's going to try and start turning systems on, get this thing rolling. Based on what I'm seeing, it looks like the savior is not the savior. It's newer, probably. Doesn't look like it's been sitting around in a wreckage. So it's probably not our savior.
It is as it was originally made, the Project 23, with this original weaponry intact. In fact, you're seeing it for the first time. You've heard many tales about it. You thought it was like a big laser beam. You thought it could be like a directed blast that could snipe anything from anywhere if it was close enough. No. It's an area. It's massive. It's almost like a moon surrounding it in aura, this shape of a dome. And anytime there's a bit of debris, or how would I say, just rock, what have you, floating around, it burns away almost immediately, disappears as if disintegrated. The armada in front of the Project 23 tells it all. This massive fleet of way smaller ships than what Atasaur could ever come up with. Probably millions. That ship gets near them, they're going to disappear in moments. But there is a bit of a light rushing forward, a very small, singular light. You're not sure what that could mean. It is headed towards the Project 23. In fact, the entire fleet of Atasaur has a huge depth of distance between the actual Project 23 and the fleet itself. So it kind of looks like it's by itself, and then you see the rest of them.
So the Project 23 is spearheading some type of attack, and what I'm looking at in space, I'm guessing, is two different armies that are trying to go on a collision course.
They will meet. Anything meets the Project 23, it will die.
Okay. If there's... Oh, shit. Communication systems probably don't really exist yet. Is Ronny able to turn this header on?
Roll the d6.
You have scrolls, Ronny. Remember?
Oh, you do have scrolls. You contact someone in the past.
Point.
5.
But
there
Ronny
is
trying
communication
to check the
systems.
There is. Okay. Ronny knows he's in the past, so he's not going to use his own name because that will mess some stuff up. Okay.
You gotta go for
Ronny,
Fire Lord.
Yeah, Ronny's going to go online, and as the ship is activated, he's going to say, this is Starfighter Silver on all channels. I am currently looking to help those trying to take on Atasaur. My ship is...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the situation is with my ship.
You probably would be able to, using the instruments of the vehicle, you could recognize that the ship itself is actually undamaged. Maybe just the entity driving it was destroyed some way, shape, or form, but you are easily able to relay your location if that is what you wish.
I think Ronny would be directing it not at Atasaur's area. Instead, what he's going to try and do
they couldn't pick it up either way.
He wants to... Oh, he's going to pick it up either way?
No, they couldn't.
Ronny is going to... Oh, they couldn't. Okay.
It is different telecommunication systems.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, Ronny will try and fly towards the opposing army, not Atasaur's group. So he's going to get in the cockpit, and he's just going to punch this thing and see how fast it can go. If it's like a faster fighter, or if it's... Basically, I just want to get inside this thing and see if it's,
Yeah.
Basically like an X-Wing from Star Wars or some shit.
It is a pretty fast vehicle. It is meant for speed, possibly a scout ship. If anything, it has weaponry, but you do get a response. This voice sounds very familiar, uncannily. It is a younger Fae, but they say, Silverwing. The hell is Silverwing? Listen, wherever you are, if you're around that, they're gonna say, I'm gonna say Axis, but it would be a different phrase that they say in space, so apologies. If you're around that sector, you're definitely gonna have to probably breach behind the lead vessel. There seems to be an issue. We cannot target it from the front weaponry, and you do spot missiles and shots every once in a while headed towards the Project 23. Everything just literally disappearing moments before touching the hull.
Okay, so they're trying to fight with Atasaur, but they're not able to land a clean hit.
They're trying to destroy the Project 23, which seems to be the bigger issue. This is your Luke Skywalker moment. Do you
Leave.
do you go to the Use the Force, Luke.
Use
the
hell
Force.
yeah.
Use the
If
Force.
I'm at a point where Ronnie can see something vulnerable, like maybe like an exposed engine port on the Project 23, or some type of fuel point, and I have the means to get there, Ronnie will try to get there, and I'll fire everything I got at it.
Two things. You realize quickly it's an impossible task. You can dive in, take the L or the win, depending how you look at it, and be the hero of the gnome universe. Maybe this is how Ronnie's tale ends. Then you look to the side with this guy with a suit. You could fit in that suit. You probably autopilot this ship into the butt of the Project 23, make it implode or whatever the issue is. You kind of could guess where it lands. You know the inside of the Project 23. You know exactly where to hit it. But
Point.
you will have to space yourself and hope the ship makes it there. So either guarantee or hope. Which one is it?
I'm going to... Well, Ronnie doesn't want to die, so how about this? Is there some type of like hyper mechanism or a self-destruct on this thing?
Not really. That's a very movie thing. I'm not putting a self-destruct thing on my spaceship.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right then.
Otherwise,
Fuck
you'll
that.
use it.
Ronnie
Hey,
can
I
run
feel
shit.
suicidal.
Tolerate.
10, 9, 8.
Okay, yeah,
Fuck.
Ronnie is going to get in the suit. He's going to go ahead. He's going to set it on a collision course, autopilot it, or remote control it if he can. He's going to shoot himself out of the airlock and hope this thing hits like a bullet. He's going to set it as fast as he possibly can, direct it towards the most vulnerable point Ronnie can recognize, and hopefully this thing crashes into it and wrecks it.
No problema at all. In order to utilize a ship of any sort, it's either strength or dex. To be honest, it's your choice. You add your proficiency to it.
Okay.
If you're proficient, that is.
Ronnie
it's just a
is
dex
also proficient
or
in
strength.
spaceships.
Yeah, so you're adding
So-
your proficiency to strength or dex.
Definitely dex.
Mm-hmm. Luckily.
That's a 9.
No, that's 14 because we're adding proficiency.
Gotcha.
We are also level 11, everyone. Everyone level up if you haven't leveled up to level 11, I assume. Right, Lunara? We're
I
level
have
11
not
now?
yet. I have not leveled up to level
Look at that
11. I
right
missed
now.
it the last level up. So currently Ronnie's at level 10, but
Okay.
I have a 20 in dexterity.
No problem. That's not the problem. I'm just saying we leveled up earlier. But
Gotcha.
as 13 is the DC you were meant to hit, this target is struck. The Project 23 is... There's a skip of the bright light around it. It doesn't disappear. Some functionality is out of it. And that's sort of when you start disappearing to join this battle, this final encounter of Atasaur, as you are meant to slay him. And you're seeing that this little beam of light that was headed towards the Project 23 eventually does make it. And, well, it was a risk that they were taking. But and I'll tell you guys now, so all of you know out of character, but Ronnie does not know who it is actively. As Azayela does fly over to the Project 23, she starts hammering at this Tesla coil in front of it. Very lacking in your version today, this Tesla coil. But as it is smacked and battered, and maybe a smirk rises on Ronnie's face as he's seeing the debris fly across and about, and as strong as these blows were, these leftover pieces seem to be jettisoned in all direction, even towards you, Ronny. And just as you're disappearing, there's a piece that's almost about to hit you. And you arrive in this location. We'll pause on that now. Thank you very much. So sorry, Ronny. Bjorn.
Cool.
Hello, Bjorn. You're the
Yes,
last
sir.
one. You're the last one in. So, I'm gonna tell you a story. This Lizard King is slain. He utters the words, "I wish this went a different way." But you know how it went. It went well. It went with you destroying him, you looting him, you being teleported back, and then your allies and yourself plant the wands into Firo, thus killing him. Eventually, Lito Urdum does take you all the way back to Imali. There's the 100,000 gold that everyone gets to share. Separately, obviously, you'd get 100,000 yourself. Bjorn, what's the first thing you're gonna do with that? The ship is currently being repaired. Everything's coming together. You probably have a bit of free time for yourself at this moment. What do you seek to do?
Bjorn's gonna try to find information for the sister axe to his.
Okay. There is a gap of 20 years where Bjorn searches, many of his friends coming and going. Ronny deciding to take Project 23 to seek out the stars. There's a return to the underworld, as maybe all your efforts have led to there. And in this, you're getting the essence of, I think I could find everything all at once. If I could find this thing. There's traces of your son having held this weapon, utilized it. There's stories of him. It's uncanny. You can almost get the sense of maybe something went wrong in this Fey realm you were in, but that's commonplace. Regardless, you eventually do make it with Carzer's help, locating this weapon, this boon of yours. And the individual that seems to be grasping it tightly is someone that looks like your father, but it is not your father. I'll take you there right now. Let's see. Here you go. There's a waiting old gentleman at the small hut. They look to the visitor arriving. None of the rest of you are here, just Bjorn, I'll say. But there's a look of familiarity. Make an insight check, Bjorn. From how far away you are, this must be your son. You can already recognize his mannerisms, the way he picks at his fingernails, the slight thin eyes they have. What do you do?
Hold on.
So are we just going through delusions one by one?
Not yet.
Bjorn's gonna walk up to him.
Okay. You walk up to this individual. They look at you, sort of trying to get a gauge of you. You look older, but not too dissimilar. This individual is your son, but maybe not. They're definitely too old. There's no way your son outaged you. But then again, the Fey world has made this happen before. What do you do?
Bjorn's gonna ask if it's really him.
Youngster, I don't know who you're referring to.
Well, now you're gonna make me look at my son's name because my note.
Wasn't it Loki?
Hold on. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you call him by his name.
He's gonna ask, and he's fighting back like fears, but also uncertainty. He's gonna look at him and say, Loki, I promised you I would find you.
So let me ask before I go too further, where's this uncertainty coming from?
Because he's uncertain of if this person's really his son, for the simple fact that he is much older than Bjorn.
Mm-hmm. Sure. This individual... Go ahead.
It's kind of confusing for him.
Oh, you're confused. Make a charisma saving throw. This individual looks to you. They say, "Yeah, that's my name. I'm here to answer the questions of this realm. What question would you like to ask the mother?" He sort of looks to you. He's holding the handle of this thing. It's a very foggy day, or it's starting to be. I'm a simple sage. I'm not sure how you know my true name, but again, you have found me.
And he's going to look at Loki and say, your mother gave you that name for our gods. Do you remember what your father's name is?
There's a shift in the temperature here, Bjorn. It almost turns from a nice warm day to a completely brisk wind. There is no wind. This fog lingers, there's barely crawling in, obscuring things a bit. But this old man opens their mouth. Words come out, but their lips do not move. And you hear your name, as if monotone, as if someone's reading your mind, as if they actually do not know you, but pretend. Their voice changes. It sounds nothing like Loki anymore. Of course, Father. It is me.
And Bjorn will look at this non-Loki individual and say, if it is you, Where is the scar across your left eye?
The scar apparating almost immediately as you mention it. It appears to be newly made and then heals itself in moments. I've always had this.
Bjorn swinging with his axe.
You do that. And I could take everybody now back here. Great fun time. So sorry, guys. But everyone's level 11.